Welcome back to another video. So if you want to move to Germany in 2025, I would advise you to move, but move with a good strategy and move while being highly informed. Like, you do not want to move to Germany in 2025 based up of just, oh, you've heard Germany is a good country and you just want to up and go. No, right now the situation in Germany is not really in its worst state, but it's really not in its best state either. So many things are happening in so many sectors, and like job sector, inflation, like so much has been happening. But that's the reason why I feel like for anybody who is planning to move to Germany in 2025, you have to make that move while being highly informed, and you have to be strategic about it. There are different pathways by which you could migrate to Germany, and one of them is the study route. Now, if you're coming in to Germany to study either a bachelor's or a master's degree program, I would advise you to do your research on courses or career pathways that are in high demand, because when you do a course or a career, like you're in a career path that is not in high demand in Germany, then it's really not going to be easy for you, because once you're done with your master's study, you have 18 months to actually find a job here in Germany. And if you're not able to find a job in that 18 months, you'll be sent back. So that 18-month period is like a whole lot of pressure on some of the students. Now, if you're in a career path that's, like, or you did a course that is in high demand, the chances of you getting a job within that 18 months is actually a bit high. But if you did a course that is not in high demand, the chances of you getting a job in that 18 months is actually not that high. And that's why some students are being forced to either do another master's degree program or leave the country or something like that. And while doing your master's degree program, please always try to take German classes alongside with it, because at the end of the day it would pay you off. I feel like people, we need to like enforce, like shout it, the emphasis on being proficient in German. Like, you cannot even undermine it at all. If I can use a speaker, I would shout it. Like, you just have to understand it. Like, even if you are not proficient in German, then you need to try to be proficient in some other language that is not English, like besides English language. Because I know people who have like the skill set for a particular job role, they do not have German proficiency, but they have proficiency of another language like Mandarin or Spanish or Italian, like some other language. And because of that, they were able to get a job that require you to probably interact with customers from those places, because every company wants a global reach. Do you understand? It's not, they just don't want to serve only German customers. They also want customers from every part of this world. So if you're not good in German and you're not good in that other language, and English is the only language then maybe you need to have a second thought. Germany is basically, I don't know. I wouldn't advise you to move to Germany if you're not willing to put in this work, or you're not willing to apply this strategy. Another route you could migrate to Germany through is the Ausbildung route. Now, the Ausbildung is basically vocational training in English. Now, Germany has like top tier, well structured Ausbildung, and one of the most popular Ausbildung you could find here in Germany is nursing, but we have like so many other sectors. You can do an Ausbildung in the IT sector, health sector, like I said, nursing, in the driving, economics, like so many sectors. Like, you have so many courses you could actually do with this Ausbildung, and there are two different types. There is an Ausbildung that requires you to just learn just theoretically in the classroom, and then there are hospitals that require you to learn practically at the same time learning theoretically. So you learn in the classroom, and also you learn in a firm or in a hospital, wherever it is, and while you're doing this hospital, you get paid. Now, not all you do not get paid for just any type of hospital. There are some hospitals that you do it and you get paid while doing it, but then there are some you do not get paid while doing it. So if you want to get an hospital visa from outside of Germany, you have to craft a CV in a German CV format, and then have like a motivation letter or a cover letter. Then you send them to companies. You look for companies that offer hospital places here in Germany, because not every company offers hospital places here. So you look for companies who offer it, you send it to them, and if they accept you, you could use the job offer or job letter, and then you use it to apply for a visa. But the hard part is, for you to be able to do an hospital in Germany, you have to be proficient in German. Like, there is no two ways about it. Like, for students, you can come and study without even knowing A or B in German, but for the hospital, you have to be proficient, like minimum of B2. There are hospitals that you could actually do with a B1. Like, if the company says, okay, you have a B1 certificate, yes, you can start with us, but then after some time they would require you to have a B2 certificate. And getting a hospital place with a B1 certificate, it's not so easy, and it depends on the type of hospital. Like, majority would actually prefer that you come with a B2 German proficiency. So yeah, the truth is, majority of people who go into the labor market in Germany actually is from those hospital routes. Like, the chances for a student to get a good job after schooling is highly dependent on the skill set, and if your course is high in demand, and also maybe your German proficiency, maybe, it's good here and there, but like, yeah, it's very important. But most people who do hospital, like, in most cases, you are sure you're definitely going to get a job. In most cases, like, compared to students where the level of uncertainty is like so high, but for an hospital, level of uncertainty is not, it's not. And why I like the hospital is, there are certain hospital you do, it it prepares you for being a business owner in the future. Like, for instance, if you do an hospital as, let me say, a cook, for instance, or a hairdresser or something, you're on your path to opening a salon or even a restaurant. So yeah, hospital is one of the very, very good routes you can actually migrate to Germany with. Another route you could actually migrate to Germany with is the au pair route. Now, au pairs are like live-in nannies, but like not the traditional like type of nanny we are used to, especially like for we who grew up like back in Nigeria and all that. The au pair is like it's a transactional relationship. There are families who are in Germany who need like an extra hand to help them with their children. And you, as the au pair, you also want to, probably travel, learn a new language, and get paid while at it. You help them with their kids, and in return, they sponsor your visa to come to Germany. They sponsor you to learn the German language. They pay for your health insurance. They pay you a monthly salary, and you do not work more than a maximum of, I think, 30 hours per week. So you also have time for yourself to explore and all of that. And the au pair has like maximum age limit. You can't be an au pair if you're from the age of, I think, from the age of 27. Like, 26 is the maximum, like that's the highest. And sometimes these families want somebody who already have like at least A1 German proficiency. Like, you should know at least basic German, because you're coming to Germany and you're going to be interacting with a German family and their kids who are German. So you should at least know a little bit of German, so that the interaction at the beginning time is going to be free. But while you're here, you also get to be sponsored to learn the German language. So I feel like the reason why this route is not really talked about so much is because of the age limit. Yeah, that age limit is usually for people who are way younger. Another route is the EU blue card, and this is for people who got jobs from outside of Germany. Your own is secure. Coming into Germany with a job visa, that's like oh my god, that's an OG level. So you could actually come to Germany with a job. It's possible to get a job from outside of Germany. But the problem is when you come into Germany with an EU blue card and you get fired before your probation is over. Because Germany has like a 6 month probation system. When you get a job, you have 6 months to prove if you are like the company would keep assessing you for the next 6 months if you're like a good fit for them, like if the relationship will keep on or not. So they have every right to fire you within that 0 to 6 months. They can fire you without any reason. Like they do not have to give you a reason to fire you. So, and I've seen a lot of people that got fired within the 6 months. Now, the problem is when you get fired between this probation period, it's quite tough because your visa is tied to your job, the job that brought you here. So you have to find another means to either remain back or you leave the country. So I know somebody who came into Germany with the EU blue card. He got a job with an IT company. He came here, and then within that 6 months period, they fired him. And it was not funny. Like it was not funny at all. But the good part is, and he's lucky that it happened around this time that Germany has opened up a new immigration pathway, which is the opportunity card. So that brings me to my next pathway, which is opportunity card. He applied for the opportunity card, and then the opportunity card gave him another 1 year extension to stay back in the country. Now the opportunity card route, Germany has been announcing to the world that they need skilled immigrants, skilled workers, and they want them to basically come into the country through this opportunity card route. This opportunity card route is you can come into Germany if you meet some certain criteria. You can come into Germany to look for a job for 1 year, like come in without having a job, to just look for a job for 1 year. Opportunity card is point based. Like there are certain criteria, and those criteria come with some points. Like if you have a bachelor's degree, you have like maybe 3 points. If you have a master's, 3 points. If you know German, 3 points. So all those points. They use those points based to give visas to people who merit coming into Germany and looking for a job within that 1 year. Now, you need to show proof of fund when you're coming in through the opportunity card route. You'll have to show proof of fund or a job contract, rather, that of a job here in Germany that allows you to work for at least 20 hours. Like maybe like a part-time job or something. But if you don't have that, then you have to have like block accounts to show proof of fund, like you're going to be able to take care of yourself, and maybe if you're coming with your family, maybe take care of yourself and your family for the period of time you're going to be here. Or somebody could actually sponsor you. Like there's something called a Verpflichtungserklärung Erklärung here in Germany, and that is like a letter of sponsorship. You could get it from somebody who is here if the person merits it, because they check all these things. You can't just, if you do not merit the statement of sponsorship, if your living condition is not enough to cater for you and somebody that you're inviting, you will not be allowed to. So if you merit it, then somebody who merits it can actually give you a statement of sponsorship, and then you can use that and then come into Germany and you look for a job, and then if you get a job, you extend your visa, all is good, everything is perfect. But if you do not get a job, that's like where the problem lies. Do you understand? But the honest truth is, I would advise anybody who is coming in with the opportunity card route, because it requires money, and since it requires money, or a job or something, and the uncertainty that how Germany's job market is, the high level of uncertainty is like so high. Like right now, the uncertainty in the job market in Germany is so high. So many companies are laying off a lot of workers and all of that. So my advice is, if you're coming in through that route, learn German before you even start applying for it. That's the truth. Like start learning German and have like, even if it's minimum of B1 German proficiency before you even start applying for it. That's the honest truth. Because you might just come here and I don't know, but just learn German. A1, A2, anyone, B1. Just make sure you have at least one level of German proficiency. That's my advice for you. And make sure you're coming in with a skill that is actually in demand. You know, there are certain this thing skills, like I said, that are in demand in Germany. Like right now, people in IT, they are in high demand. People in healthcare, specifically nursing, medical assistants, doctors, they're in high demand. If you're a lawyer, God, it's not like they don't have, we don't have lawyers here, but the process, because you did not study the law here, you know, the law, for people who studied law here, it's a different situation, but you studied it elsewhere. So your law that you studied in another country does not apply to the law that is here. You need to know German law and follow, you know, you go back again. So there are certain sectors that are really, really in need of these skilled workers. When Germany say they need skilled workers, I'm pretty sure they know that it's not just every and any skilled worker in this world. There are certain sectors that they really, really need people in, and you should do your research to know those sectors and know if you fit into those sectors, or you can switch to those sectors. I know people who did accounting before that became nurses. Like, you can switch to something else, you know. So make sure the sector you're in is a highly demand sector here in this country. If not, honestly, don't bother. That's what I'll tell you. Like, if you're not in a highly demand sector in this country, I don't want to discourage, because I don't like discouraging people, and I know, like, you know, it's always good to motivate people, like, and all of that, but at the same time, we need to strike a balance between motivating people and being realistic at the same time. Like, there has to be a middle ground, you know, and that middle ground is honesty. And I'm just being honest with you. So yeah, the opportunity card route is a good pathway for coming into Germany. Recently, I think Germany opened up a digital way of applying for visas. Like, you don't have to apply for it with pen and paper, you know, filling a form and all of that. You just apply for it online and then send your document and every information to the visa office. So yeah, hopefully that helps solve a lot of bureaucracy that people have been dealing with. My final tip is move to Germany, but move with a good plan and a good strategy. If you do not do these two things, then yeah.